like they did at the WTC, but also it adds in these pre-recorded interstitials where, you know, it's like we point a camera at these people and we say, so you're about to go up against Circle Army. What are you thinking about going in?
Yeah, what's going through your head?
Yeah, exactly. And then we are able to play those to the audience while the game's being boring without annoying the people in the game.
You do realize, of course, like League of Legends is the biggest moneymaker Twitch has ever had. So.
Yes, and what that tells me is that that's the way to do it, right?
Sure.
Like, if that is what...
You want to personalize it in a way. You want to feel for these people who are playing the games.
Exactly. And one of the things I think we need to do, and this is not from a War Machine standpoint, this is from a broadcast standpoint, is we need to build the cult of personality that has already started.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah,
we need to take people like Marc-Andre, and we need to make them the War Machine household name, right?
And me, right?
Because
isn't he already a War Machine household name?
A bit, but you know what I mean. Like, we need to push that, and it's not just Marc-Andre. Like, Paul Campbell is as good as Marc-Andre, but he doesn't go to as many big events,
dude.
Right?
I hate to. I love Paul to death. He's one of my. Honestly, become one of my best friends. But we are not going to build a whole cult of personality.
No, but you know,
not around Paul.
You're afraid his head's going to get too big?
No. Paul's like. So have you ever asked Paul about one of his lists? He'll like. No. Okay, ask Paul. Be like, Paul, what were you thinking? He'll be like. Well.
Maybe I wasn't.
Like, it took a lot of thought.
It was funny. I played Paul at Geek Market, or I have no idea what the fuck
that guy's
called
so
that.
deep in the
CGX.
tank.
He goes real deep in the tank. But before we played the game, I looked at him and I said, "So you're playing Haley 3 and I'm playing LeConte?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, there's no way in hell I'm playing Syntherian into what was it? I think he had Siege."
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, well, I'm not playing him into that. And then, because you know that I can't, you know that I'm playing LeConte, and then you can't play Siege into LeConte. LeConte's just coming for you.
Did you?
So now you
just fucking list chicken the shit out of him.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, I guess I'm playing Haley 3, and I'm like, yep. And so we just racked it up for that game. It was pretty good.
Nice. That's great.
Oh yeah.
I gotta get going, guys.
All right, man. It was good.
We'll see you later,
dude.
Thanks very much for coming out.
I'll check out your videos for sure.
All right. Well, we'll have this up tomorrow, and I'll send all the info off so you guys can post it and share it and all that good shit.
Awesome.
All right. Talk to you soon, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Well, he's a lot less abrasive in person than his writing.
But that's what Scott said. Scott was like, Greg's like the nicest guy in the universe.
But he has serious what is it?
Well, that's
greater internet jerkwad
system. Scott was like pushing me to do like, we'll make it an argumentative episode about you guys disagreeing. Like, fuck that. You keep telling me. Like, I've met Greg a couple times. Yeah. Like, he's a really sweet dude. Why don't we just have a great conversation about War Machine and not make it a big fucking deal? He's like, okay.
I get that's good for the ratings, but
well, that's a thing that unfortunately they have found a model for Party Foul that's working really, really well. Yeah. Which is
their niche is to be the evil guys.
Be the guys that do the memes and do stupid articles that get people pissed off. Yeah. And be abrasive, and they get hits.
And it works.
Like, we're not getting hits. We don't see traffic. We get good traffic on our podcasts. We get good traffic on our videos.
Yeah. That reminds me, we've hit 11, so I want to get on John Damaris. I didn't want to get syndicated on
Party Foul
until we actually had
some episodes
in the can.
You wanted to prove that we'll actually show up 11 times to a show.
And you didn't. You didn't. So, curiosity. I know that you've sent the idea away to John. But why haven't you just taken a circle template and just.
Well, I told him I'm going to do the prototype myself.
Yeah, why don't you just bang some holes around the outside and thread some long bolts onto it?
Oh, not long bolts. I'm going to do little wooden dowels.
Yeah.
Slider.
Yeah. And dowels would be better.
Really? Because the bolts can be significantly thinner for the same strength.
You're right, but what I wanted to do... So here's picture... This is my template. Is that what I want to build is plastic wedges that are just on a slight bevel.
Okay.
So that when you put them in, they tighten on their own. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is for my prototype is I'm just going to shave down some wooden dowels so that they're beveled.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can do the same thing so that they pop in and out and they can't go too far and they can't snap, if that makes sense. And then for the actual laser cut, you could do it with wood or you could do it with plastic, is you're just creating 3 sticks up to 3 inches and 1 circle per template, if that makes sense. It's really, really simple. It's a simple design.
Yep.
And then it has self-adhesion, if that makes sense, because you're just pushing onto those little beveled sticks. Mm-hmm. With 3, you're giving the lowest amount of... You can't go 4, because suddenly with 4, you're too many things. Yeah. 3 is the lowest you can go.
Yeah. And
you're done. So I'm just going to create the prototype and see how it works. And if I knock over a bunch of models trying to use it, or if it doesn't work looking down, then I'll admit the mistake on it. You're saying, why don't I just do it myself? And it's
no, not as a production, but a.
I'm going to do my own prototype.
Oh, you're gonna build a prototype.
I already told John this week. When I sent John my little message, I said, "Here's my idea. I'm going to do a prototype. I'll send you pictures of the prototype. I don't want to make any money off of this. I'm happy to give you the IP. I just want to see it built." I look at it as a great way for me and John to get working together, if that makes sense.
You apparently need to iron your moose harder.
Yeah.
So you're saying my letters are coming off?
And your letters are coming off.
Where?
Did you wash your shirt off?
No, because I wanted to get a hold of 53 Colors and find out how to wash it without destroying anything.
Well, I think if you ironed, that S is peeling though, which is really fast. They did say
it is.
They did say that it wasn't that there was a solution to a problem. It wasn't going to be the best ever, but I think if you put an iron behind it, it probably just melted in. And I do need to hit the